Guide dog program was initiated in the late 40s when disabled military personnel came back from the Second World War. We now have over 10 guide dog schools and organizations across the country. They receive no government funding, depending solely on generosity of individuals and big corporations.
An umbrella to test the puppy's demeanor, confidence, and energy level.
But he's very relaxed, he's very playful, which is wonderful.
And then the best and the brightest are sent off to foster parents, puppy raisers.
Scotty, this is your new family.
Families willing to take adorable puppies into their homes, make them part of their lives, only to do the very difficult thing of handing them back over to the guide school after a year.
So you want
to ensure that she's socialized and that she's very comfortable with people and with being handled, not sensitive to having folks touch her. But then also as she's gaining more and more confidence in that, we work more and more of the basic commands in so that we can rely on her to lie down, to sit down, and be calm.
Leave the nest, so we understand how that is. Of course, we know when we get these dogs that they are never ours and that they're going to go back to school. That helps a little bit. But we just try to make sure they know everything they're supposed to do.
Dogs can count. If you tell them sit 3 times before you make them sit, they will wait until the 3rd time before they do it. You tell them once, then you make them. Say it while you're putting them in that position the 2nd time because they can count and they will wait. They will wait. It's just like kids. You call the kids and you say, she'll holler 3 times before she'll get mad. So the 3rd time is when you go home. That didn't work with my mom, by the way.
The hardest thing to teach guide dog puppies is how to walk on a leash, because with pets, you teach them to walk beside you. Guide dog puppies, you want them out in front of you and you want them to pull a little bit, but you don't want them to drag you down the street. And it's a very fine line to walk, which is one of the things we talked about in class today.
The essence of what a guide dog does is walk down the street following a defined path and avoiding obstacles on it. When it comes to the end of that path, they stop and await another directional command.
The hardest part, I think, about doing the actual guide dog training itself is pretending to be blind. Being able to see what's coming up and not cueing the dog in to taking you around something or stopping at a curb. Not slowing the dog down as you're approaching the curb, letting the dog make the mistake, correcting it and reworking it till it gets right.
It's a real emotional thing. A guide dog is like the best friend that he's really a great friend in my life, and I can't live without him. He does everything with me, and he's there to love me unconditionally, and he's just such a great guy. And if people knew how important they were in our lives, not just guiding us around, but just as our friend and a companion, and it's their unconditional love that they teach us.
And I have to put my total trust in him, that he would take care of me. The first couple of blocks were shaky, and once we got going, we both settled down, and it was freedom. I mean, it was like, I can do this. I can go out at night. It was liberating to be able to do something that I really hadn't even really done before with my first dog, because even with my first dog, I was still unsure of going out at night. It's been very liberating, very empowering. He empowers me to get out and do more, to participate more. I want to pursue a career in teaching, I think, because he would help open the doors, where they would see not my disability, they would see how good of a working team we are. A cane may not feel. A cane doesn't, you don't have to feed a cane. You don't have to wash a cane. You don't have to take a cane to the vet. But a cane isn't your companion. A cane isn't there for you, if you're scared. it's cold and unfeeling. About a year ago, I started noticing that my dog was getting older, slowing down, and I was almost in denial about it. I would go back and forth like, okay, she needs to retire, she's slowing down, I need to give her a break, but I didn't want to let go of her. And then it got to the point where I couldn't ignore it anymore. I couldn't ignore the fact that she, was getting arthritis, that she was slowing down, that she really couldn't tolerate trips more than 3 or 4 blocks. So I began to leave her at home more and more because she just couldn't tolerate it, and I would have to go back to the cane. And it would kill me when I'd go to walk out the door and I'd see that face looking at me, and she would look at me and look at the harness, look at me, look at the harness. Like even though she was tired, even though she couldn't really do it, she still wanted to do it. And I gave my dog up to my mother the day that I went to the airport. And I was sitting in the terminal, and it was the hardest thing that I ever did to watch my dog walk away with somebody else.
She's everything to me. I would never live without her. I will keep her in the family. Yes, I will keep her in the family till the day she dies. I will keep her. She will be my dog forever. I just can't give her up. I'm so attached to her. She takes me everywhere, even places where I don't want to go. She doesn't always pay attention to everything because she's such a social butterfly.
I don't feel any handicap as far as that's concerned. I feel more like I'm handy capable. I can go wherever I want to go and do whatever I want to do. It's very different from when you have to retire them. You bond with them, and it's like another person. These animals become people. They're a part of us. They are our left arm. They are our eyes. They get us where we go and what we do. They keep us safe from most harm. Having to give one up after being with them on a 24-hour basis, and they are with us 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. If I go to the restroom, and if I'm in there longer than what he thinks I should be, he comes and looks for me.
On graduation day at the Guide Dogs of the Desert International, Scott had a physical setback while he was at school. He is allowed to keep his guide dog Statler, and the school promised to send special trainer to complete his and his guide dog Statler's training at Scott's house. Cindy graduated with her guide Mac, while her retired guide Lila was brought by Cindy's mother to attend this memorable occasion to celebrate Cindy's rebirth of mobility and independence.
Well, last but definitely not least, is our third graduate today.
A big happy family reunion. Cindy is posing with Mac on the left and Lila to her right.
I have spent the last few months of my life getting up each morning and turning my back on the curse of blindness and telling it, you cannot have me, I am not yours, not today. It was a moment in time when I lost my eyesight and a door slammed shut in my face. I find myself walking towards that door once again, at which point I will open it and resume my life on this journey through this moment of time. On my right is my beautiful daughter Amanda, and on my left will be Ruth. I don't think I can lose. Indeed, I think I've already won.
Thank God for you, the wind